Good evening, viewers, and welcome to this edition of NTV Sports Page. It's Friday, the 14th of June, and I'm Curtis Morton. In our headlines, holding fumes at ICC. And in our feature for this evening, we have excerpts from the recently held Masters Finals in Antigua. That was Antigua Barbuda versus St. Thomas. We'll take this break and I'll be right back.
Don't want nobody hold me back.
Trouble, trouble, trouble. Let me go. Everybody come. That one you go mad. We are gonna push forward. I want to hear everybody say ready, ready.
Well, I'm back and we start with cricket. Legendary West Indies pacer and well-known commentator for the last 3 decades, Michael Holding, has lashed out at the International Cricket Council ICC for asking him to avoid pointing out the errors of umpires on air during the ongoing World Cup, calling it censorship. Holding has told the ICC that the latter's stand on asking commentators to restrain themselves from speaking about the umpires on air is precisely the reason why today's commentators are being more and more compromised by controlling organizations to the point of censorship. I do not intend to go down that road, Holding wrote to the ICC in reply to a detailed letter from the game's governing body that he received soon after the match between West Indies and Australia on June 6, a game that the Aussies won by 15 runs. Both letters, the one written by the ICC to Holding and the latter reply, are with TO1. A certain Hov Bevan, the production head for ICC's rights partner Sunset and Vine Asia, wrote an email to Holding on Friday, June 7th, with CCs marked to his colleagues in the production company, reminding them that the importance of maintaining the highest standards and uphold the game's best values and spirit while covering the tournament. Bevan's email then goes on to add that ICC TV's duty is to reflect the values above and not to cast doubt or negative judgment on anything associated with the tournament in our coverage. The email says inherently in live television there are occasions when on-field decisions cause reason for discussions or debate, but as ICC TV host broadcasters, our Sunset and Vine duty is not to judge or highlight mistakes. This came after Holding called the umpiring in the match between West Indies and Australia atrocious, and it was. He added that field umpires in that game had caved into the pressure created by the prolonged and repeated appeals from the Australians. Gale got out to what should have technically been a free hit after Mitchell Starc landed almost a foot outside the crease while bowling the previous delivery. Holder was given out leg before of Adam Zampa, whereas replays showed that the ball had pitched way outside the leg stump. Holding was nothing short of scathing on air. We had an incident in the West Indies versus Australia match where we highlighted on air during an analysis segment which Holding denies that a no ball should have been called, Bevan wrote to Holding, further adding, this is exactly the kind of thing we need to avoid putting on air. Bevan further says, before the event we went to great pains to explain to you all as senior production and commentary personnel of the need to avoid this kind of thing. It is critical for us that we should never amplify umpires' mistakes by giving airtime to those incidents nor show the umpires in a bad light. We should also be very careful not to look to create controversy around an event or match at any time. In doing so, he wrote that it was a strong reminder to everybody involved to uphold the strongest of standards in their coverage. Holding, famous for his plain speak, has certainly not taken this well. If those umpires yesterday were FIFA officials, they would have been told to pack their bags and head home. They would not have been given another World Cup game to officiate. As a former cricketer, I think cricket should be held to a higher standard. Is the objective to protect the umpires even when they do a bad job? Holding wrote back. He added, I'm sorry, but I'm not going to be part of that. Please let me know if I should be heading back home in Newmarket instead of heading to Cardiff for the next game, because I don't agree with what is being suggested and I'm happy not to be a part of it. Way to go, Holding. Now to drag racing. The much anticipated drag race meet as part of Winfest was held on Sunday the 9th June at the St. James's Raceway. Unfortunately, the organizers were only able to complete one major event, the 14 seconds class. Heavy rains washed out the remainder of the meet, much to the disappointment of the fans on hand. The results of the 14 seconds contest was as follows. First place, Reynaldo Bradshaw of St. Kitts in a Honda Civic, and second place, Shavron Grant, Toyota Vitz. Tyrone Davis got us some of the action. We go to break, and when I come back, we'll have our feature for this evening.
Jump up, free up, bet up, no standing up. Love, passion, pride, culture, I'm a 45, yeah. Music, folklore, pageants, and so much more. Love, passion, pride, culture, I'm a 45.
Join us from July 25th to August 6th for the Caribbean's greatest summer line. It's Culturama 45.
Love, passion, pride, culture, I'm a 45. Love, passion, pride, culture, I'm a 45. Love, passion, pride, culture, I'm a 45. Yeah. Love, passion, pride, culture, I'm a 45.
Well, I'm back, and tonight cricket is in the spotlight, and we have some excerpts from the recent Masters cricket finals held in Antigua. It's Antigua Barbuda versus St. Thomas at the All Saints ground. Driving to the offside, that's a lovely shot. It's going to go the distance, that's 4. Wilden Cornwall a little bit too much up, and he drove it sweetly to the offside for 4. Well, no loss as Gore moves in now to bowl. He's pulled in at that one, and the bowler falling over in the process and may have injured himself. And you know, Masters get injured very easily, but he seems as if he's going to be okay. You know, to bowl, he's driving. That's a lovely shot. He's going to beat the man at long on. That's gone for 4. That's a lovely on drive. Superb shot by Dubry. There he goes, Cornwall bowls. He's pushing it nicely into the offside, off and running, quick run. And with Sylvester bouncing, Joseph, the former West Indies player, rushing in, they still managed the single. Great running. So, Cornwall moving in out to bowl. He's hitting it in the air. Caught. And you can hear the shout. The aggressive batting continued. Over number 5. Oh, that's a wild slug. And he's gone. Took the edge, he's got behind. It was a wild slug. Took the edge, the keeper took it, and he's gone. And he has pulled it to mid-wicket for 4. He goes once more, moves in now to bowl to Lewis. Full toss, he's driving nicely to the offside pass, Cornwall, and it's going to race into the boundary for 4. That's a lovely shot. Cornwall started to make a movement across the Lawrence in strike, flicks it, and it's going to go past the man at backward of square, gone for 4. Moves in now to bowl. He's going big, high, hard and handsome. That's a lovely hit, that's long. So it's going to be Mead to bowl to Cornwall. Here he goes, flat and fast. He's pulling this one back with a square 4. That's another 4, dragging it down. And Antigua off and running. And he's bowled. Cornwall has been bowled. Cleaned up by Mead. He's over his back now. Mead moves into bowl to him. He's driving this one. Lovely shot. What a way to get off the mark. Crashes it to the offside for 4. And now short, and he swings it away. That's a lovely shot. And it's gone the distance. Short ball, dragging it down that time. The Navy's team was a lot more defensive. Here goes the balls. Full toss, swung away. That's another 6. So they need another one. He moves in now. He's striking it nicely down towards long off. Will he stop it? He does. A little bubble. Then looking for the second. But a good strong return. So it's going to be Mead to bowl to Sylvester Joseph. And he's gone immediately, high, hard and handsome. Right on the roof of somebody's house. So here he goes now. Oh, that's as full as they get. Smashed to the offside. That should be 4. Jubby is running across but can't stop it. Flat and swung away. Oh my goodness, that's gone out of the ground for a huge 6. Moves in now to bowl to Sylvester Joseph. Flat and fast. He swings it away big. Well, guess who is going to bowl? The Teddy Blackman Liebert lookalike is coming into the attack. Well, maybe the Rastaman will make the breakthrough. He's going high, hard and handsome. Greets him with a biggie. Will bowl from the far end. Doing a bit of work on the ball, trying to get it as dry as possible. Is he gonna toss it once more? He tosses it once more. It's gone the distance again. I think it's gone 4 this time. Landed just before the rope. So it's gonna be Waldron to bowl to Harry Lal. Harry Lal swings it this time over mid-wicket for 6 more. And sent him on the way.
Antigua needs 7 runs from 30 balls. All them man over here, boy. Oh, great murder. Both on the balls with you.
I want to believe. I don't want to believe.
7 more runs to win, fellas.
They're shaking hands. I don't know what it's all about. They probably have sent up the white flag, St. Thomas, and conceded the game, saying that it's too dangerous to continue playing. So they shake hands. That's the end of the game. Well, we say once again, congratulations to Antigua and Barbuda, champions for 2019. That's our package for this evening. I am Curtis Morton, reminding you that you can watch sports if you're not fit. But to play sports requires fitness, diligence, and sacrifice. Have a good night and a great weekend.